Good morning. Since, well, let's just say we had a little kerfuffle yesterday on YouTube. Sigh. Okay, not on my channel, but it may turn into one now. First, let me start by saying, do you remember when you first learned to use a dictionary? Weren't you in elementary school? The minute you learned to read, they showed you the dictionary and said, this is the way you look. If you don't know the meaning of a word, look it up. It's really quite simple. It's just an amazing book, a dictionary. I want to start out by helping you to understand the meaning of a word. Apparently, they skipped elementary school. But let me start out saying, here's the definition from Merriam-Webster about what bullying is. And I'm going to read it right from the dictionary. It can be the abuse and mistreatment of someone vulnerable by someone stronger and more powerful. Or, bullying means prone to or characterized by overbearing mistreatment and domination of others. So remember those definitions. I especially like the abuse and mistreatment of someone vulnerable by someone stronger and more powerful. I had to post under another channel ID on videos yesterday, and I still have to do it to the end of today, because criticizing Harris on my main channel in a comment section of someone else's video, a person I respect and who, just criticizing Harris, as we all are doing right now if we have any common sense and eyes. And I've done it plenty of times. And YouTube put me in YouTube jail for commenting for 24 hours. I can't comment on I can't reply to a comment. Sorry, Steve, I was trying to reply to your comment and they won't let me till my time is up today, sometime. For harassment and or bullying. For simple political speech, no threats, no profanity. Something I have said repeatedly, and you have probably said repeatedly, about Kamala Harris. Calling out the lies of a liar is not bullying. It's actually our duty to call out untruths. Our duty. The hyper-extremist left is attempting to change the meanings of words in order to bully us. By definition, the seemingly rather uneducated people in the back room at this platform are bullying members of this platform. They're persecuting them, accusing other people of what they themselves are doing. That is a play right out of Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. They are the extremists. They are. YouTube censors are the extremists. The Democrats in office, or trying to be in office, are the extremists. They're radicals. Harris called herself a radical. I'm not calling her that. She called herself a radical. She characterized herself in a speech as a radical. But this whole thing is not about bullying at its core, although we need to learn some standard common usage English words a little bit better, YouTube. It kind of boils down to absolute control of dissenting opinions, punishing us for daring to have them. That's insecure, as most bullies are. According to the dictionary meaning, YouTube platform is a bully. Harris, Walz, and Biden are, by the dictionary definition, bullies. From behind the powerful seal of the official presidential and vice presidential seals, behind the the podium, well, it is kind of like the ministers of perdition, but behind that podium with the seal on it, in their official capacity, all of them, have called all those who oppose them sick names. They've mocked us. They have lied about us. They have threatened to jail us. They have even threatened to kill us. Right from their platforms, with YouTube's blessing. They bullied us with YouTube's blessing. They've tried to dominate us. They've slapped us with unwarranted, overbearing criticism. They've tried to constrain us from telling the truth. Here's the problem with the Democrat Party and this entire country. Weak, ineffectual men and unhappy, confused women. That is fully embodied in the entire Democrat Party of today, including the current ticket. But as George Carlin said, now don't speak ill of the dead now, people. YouTube, don't speak ill of the dead. I'm quoting George Carlin. I have a shirt with this that says these very words on it. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups. George Carlin said that. He was a rather wise man, I think, at times. These people, these bullies, these extremists, they hate strong men and women with opposing opinions and uncompromising moral values. They hate us. They hate it. And they're afraid because we are their kryptonite. The U.S. is on a dangerous path again with the same old election interference garbage already in full swing in these states, especially in places like Arizona, who claim it's going to take up to 2 weeks to count the votes. We need to have them in our hands long enough to screw them up and tweak them and get the results we want. Nobody should be allowed to count that long. Florida does it on the first day, and they got more people than Arizona, if I'm correct about that. They get it done the first day. They call the winner the first day in their state. It makes it hard to cheat when you don't have those things in your hands very long, doesn't it? So, the plan is to thwart the will of the people. Same as the last election cycle. Already we've seen reports of machines switching votes from Trump to Harris. People will go in and they punch in their choices on the screen and it prints out their ballot, and when it prints out the thing they did not select. That's been happening repeatedly. People are already reporting that in early voting. Switching votes. And foreign interference is already underway. The Labour Party of Great Britain, the Labour Party, is here working in our country to bolster Harris. That is foreign election interference. Stop with the Russia. We got our supposedly own allies doing this to us. Of course, you know, they actually came here. They actually traveled here, and they are here now, staying here until after the election to work through this Mickey Mouse election cycle and try to get us to bow to a country we left in the dust 250 years ago. Because of their tyranny. Because of their tyranny. And they're coming back here to try to draw us back in and get us back under their thumb. They're helping Harris do it. But they're allowing the Brits to come here and influence our election? As long as it's not Russia, it's okay, right? That's not an ally. They are insecure bullies. They're afraid that they won't get what they want in the end. So, according to that definition, someone with power lords their power over someone else. That's a bully. So, how can I bully somebody who's not even listening to me? Listening to me tell, and I'm telling a truth. If I say to my friend, well, you know, let's say Martha. Let's call somebody else Martha. If I say to my friend, well, you know, Martha told me that she was going to be here at this time of day, and when I happened to see her visiting somebody else's husband, I saw her with my own eyes. I was an eyewitness. And I don't tell her, I don't tell Martha I don't say them to Martha. I say them to my best friend. And we discuss this little issue with Martha. Am I bullying Martha? No. I'm telling the truth about something I saw with my own eyes, just like I do about Harris. And Walls. Please don't talk to me. Don't even get me started on that little Muppet. No, we don't. That's not bullying. These are political figures. This is political speech. Political speech is protected. Well, it has to be because they couldn't get on TV and lie their butts off about how Trump's 2025 agenda when it has nothing to do with him. That is not his. You know, people who lie like that in a campaign ought to be thrown in jail immediately. Political speech is one thing. Flat out lies are something entirely different. I want everybody his feet held to the fire, including President Trump. Nobody should be lying about somebody else like that. Totally lying, not expressing an opinion that you don't think this person is good for the country because you don't like these policies, but that you just lie, you just make things up about them. That's what the left does all the time. They're the extremist. Anybody who doesn't believe in traditional family values and American values is an extremist. Well, we get that accusation all the time, and nobody cares if somebody calls us that, do they? YouTube doesn't care. The extremists don't care if their own extremists call somebody else an extremist for telling the truth. But the thing is, the power. A bully has power over somebody else. To intimidate, to harass. Bullies harass. However, I want to know, where is my perceived power in this bullying accusation that they made against me? Can I bully a corporation that is 1,000,000 times more powerful than I am? I cannot. Someone sitting behind the presidential seal or the vice presidential seal has many millions of times more power than I do. At this point in time, they've got more power than they're supposed to have. They have more power than the forefathers ever intended them to have. I can't bully them. I don't care what I say about them. And they don't even know what I'm saying. They don't care. They don't care. They don't go, well, gosh, she must really think I'm leaning toward communism, and I really need to check that and get back away from that because that's kind of disturbing to me too. I don't want to be that. They don't think that way. I can't be a bully because I don't have the power. I cannot bully a corporation like BlackRock that owns most of YouTube. There's your problem right there. BlackRock and Vanguard own a good portion of YouTube. George Soros is buying up radio stations in this country and ahead of the election. He's been buying them up. So by dictionary definition, which is the only thing that counts, not your little opinion, but dictionary definition, I can't bully them by stating what I believe to be the truth about them. I can't bully them. And in addition, that is political speech. That is protected speech. And I'm not lying. If I say I saw Kamala Harris mispronounce her own name repeatedly, and I did, she fussed every bit. Oh, my name is Kamala. It's Kamala. It's Kamala. And she comes out and goes, hi, it's Kamala. She doesn't even know her own name. How can I be bullying her? The one's not intelligent enough to know her name, apparently. I mean, she did that. I saw her with my own eyes. And I don't lie, unlike YouTube and some of the trolls here. I can't bully a corporation. I don't have the power to bully a corporation. YouTube is a corporation owned by corporations. Google is a corporation owned by corporations. Google owns YouTube. I submit to you that the corporation, the extremists, the hyper-extreme leftist, they're the ones bullying us. So if you make a comment or on somebody else's video, or you make a comment on your own video, or answer mine that I left earlier, and you comment and I want to reply, I can't reply until sometime around 5 o'clock this afternoon. for something that I didn't do. And then apparently the censors don't understand. It's amazing how they change definitions of words to suit their own agenda. By definition, I'm not the bully. YouTube is the bully. They've been the bully. Of course, when I was attacked and I was doxxed and I was called filthy names and I was people invited to come and attack me and rob my house and rob my property, YouTube was of no benefit to me at all. Somebody's bullying me, they didn't give a crap. They didn't care. Local cops would care. I got it on record. I made a report because it was getting to be out of hand. But did YouTube help me not be bullied? Oh, no. Probably because it was me. Probably because it was a conservative channel that they've tried to keep down for years. And I know you think, oh, she's not important enough. Well, you know what? When the subscriber count stays the same for 2 years, you know that's not kosher. You know something's up with that. And it's also it just interests me to no end that people like Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk, who I revere a great deal. I had my problems with Tucker Carlson back during the time of the other election, the 2020, because he was rude and evil to Trump's side. I think he's finally opened his eyes a little bit. But men like that on their channels, they can say exactly the same thing I said. Exactly. And they're allowed to go. It's not sour grapes. It's just a reality of it. They bring in millions of dollars for YouTube. Money talks. I was monetized. You know the story. I finally, after about a month of it, and I didn't really get anything out of it, I said, well, all it does is make them look at me closer. And why should I help them with their blood money? Why should I pay anything to these people? They keep 30% of it. At least that was the last figure I heard. Maybe more now. I don't know. So why would I benefit them? I'd probably benefit them more if they let my subscriber list just keep growing like I know it's supposed to. So I've had people tell me they don't get notifications of my videos. They get their comments removed, not by me, because these are people that I really like and they're smart people. Not anybody's comment I would ever remove. I had to remove one this morning for vulgarity, but I mean, it wasn't against me, but I mean, it was just, I really prefer you not use too much vulgarity in your comments, if you don't mind. I try to keep it fairly clean. But the hyper left, the hyper extreme leftist people, they don't like strong men and strong women with opposing opinions, adult opinions, and moral values. The moral values gets them every time. They hate that. Because they can't do their little shenanigans and their machinations if they actually adhere to any kind of moral code, which they don't. So I just thought I would help YouTube understand what bullying is. It's what you're doing to me, not what I'm doing to anybody else. Not political speech. If I tell my best friend something about somebody else and we discuss it, am I bullying that other person? No. No. And if I comment on somebody else's video who's talking about Harris, like Patriot Nurse was, and I try to leave a comment, same general comment I've left on a lot, not much different. I can't even think of anything different I said on there. I am removed for harassment and bullying. I'm definitely not harassing Patriot Nurse. I like her. I love her content. I don't agree with her on some things as far as, not political, but, religious stuff. I'm not on board with some of the things she says. But I respect her. I'm not bullying her. If I'm bullying her, go get me. I don't go to other people's videos and leave nasty comments to them. I never do that. Unless And it's not a nasty comment, it's just an opposing view on a news channel. So my throat's starting to dry out, and I'm going to quit ranting. I thought I would help YouTube understand what bullying actually is. It's when someone with more power than you yields their power over you in an intimidating way, like YouTube just did with me. Bye, y'all. I hope this video stays up. God only knows what they're going to do next. Bye.